They gave Sarah gate duty as a joke, a punishment, a way to laugh at her. But when danger came disguised as ordinary, she saw what no one else did. And in that moment, the Navy SEAL commander himself rose to his feet and saluted her. The morning heat stuck to uniforms like glue. Boots struck the pavement and chatter filled the air. Sarah adjusted her rifle, sweat already dampening her collar, when the sergeant barked her name. Sarah, gate duty. All week, a ripple of chuckles followed. Someone muttered, babysitting the driveway, classic. Another grinned, guess she ticked off the wrong guy. Sarah stood firm. She'd grown up on a farm where work wasn't about applause. Her father's broken watch still sat in her drawer back home, stopped at 5:17 the night he died. He used to say, the chores nobody wants are the ones that keep things alive. She carried that truth like a blade. The gate buzzed with activity. Civilian trucks, contractors lugging toolboxes, young soldiers blasting music from cars. 2 MPs leaned against the booth trading football jokes, barely glancing at IDs. Sarah tightened her Kevlar strap. She logged every plate, studied each face. A badge clipped upside down. A soldier who avoided eye contact. A driver whose hand shook on the wheel, her notebook filled with scribbles. Observations no one cared for. Vest spotless. Driver nervous. Tattoo new. Her sergeant rolled his eyes when she turned in her report. Lighten up, Sarah, this ain't the FBI. But she didn't lighten up. To her, the gate was more than asphalt and a barrier arm. It was the line between order and disaster. That night, lying on her bunk, she reread her notes. Soldiers teased. Writing love letters in that thing? She ignored them, tracing her pen over every line. Each detail was a puzzle piece. Whispers floated through the base, foreign operatives probing, testing defenses. Sarah pressed her palm against her empty wallet, tucked in her drawer. It reminded her what she'd left behind. Poverty, doubt. A mother who said the army would chew her up. She couldn't afford to fail. The dusty road to Gate 2 wasn't punishment. It was purpose. And Sarah felt it, something was coming. Then the black van rolled forward. Spotless vest, nervous eyes, tools stacked too neatly. Sarah's pulse quickened. Her pen scratched the page. Driver too clean, suspicious. The van passed, but her gut twisted like barbed wire. That night, she whispered to herself, this isn't over. By late afternoon, Sarah knew the rhythm of Gate 2 like her own heartbeat, salutes sloppy or sharp, smiles casual or tense. That was why the black SUV unsettled her, polished to a mirror shine, windows tinted dark, engine smooth, too smooth, her partner waved lazily. Contractors, rich ones. Sarah didn't move. She stepped forward. The driver lowered his window. Uniform crisp, ID badge flawless, too flawless. His hand trembled as he held it out. She scanned it once, twice. It shimmered right. But perfection was a mask. Her father had taught her, predators don't growl. They slip in silent. Sir, ID from the passenger too. The man in sunglasses sat stiff, jaw clenched. He slid his badge forward without a word. Correct insignia. Matching hologram. Everything perfect and yet wrong. Sarah gave a subtle hand signal. The MP 10 feet away stiffened, rifle shifting. Secondary inspection, Sarah ordered. The driver hesitated, a second too long. His smile cracked. Is there a problem? Her voice stayed even. Routine. Pull over. The SUV turned reluctantly. Dust swirled. Sarah's muscles coiled tight. The driver's door opened. Boots hit the ground. A clink echoed, metal on asphalt. Sarah's breath froze. A pistol lay gleaming between them. Runner! Someone screamed. Sarah pivoted, rifle up. Her heart hammered, but her breathing steadied. Stop. On the ground? The man surged forward, legs pumping, arms slicing the air. He wasn't running. He was breaching. Her finger tightened on the trigger. One shot would stop him forever. But one wrong shot would brand her reckless. She roared again, voice cracking the air. Stop! For a heartbeat, he faltered. Just enough. Backup stormed in, bodies crashing him to the asphalt. Sunglasses skittered across the road. The driver was already pinned, face slammed to the hood. The pistol glinted on the ground, mute proof of Sarah's instincts. Sirens screamed. Radios buzzed. Words cut through the chaos. Encrypted phones. False IDs. Intel drives. Her sergeant stormed in, red-faced. Brooks, what the hell happened? Sarah snapped to attention. Attempted infiltration. One armed, one runner. His eyes flickered, anger, disbelief, then something else. Respect. That night she clutched her notebook. Her hands trembled as she wrote, "Pay attention. Never assume. Trust your eyes." She touched her father's broken watch lying by her bunk. Time had stopped long ago. But her vigilance never would. The convoy moved like thunder. Blacked out windows. Flag snapping. Her partner muttered, "Command staff." The rear door opened. Out stepped the SEAL commander. Broad shoulders. Calm authority. The kind of presence that silenced air itself. His eyes swept the checkpoint, then locked on Sarah. For a moment, time slowed. Soldiers stiffened. No one breathed. The commander stopped. Boots planted, spine straight. Then he nodded. Deliberate, respectful. Not a smirk. Not a dismissal. A soldier's acknowledgement. Sarah returned the gesture, rifle at perfect angle. The convoy rolled on, but the weight of that nod etched into her bones. Later, her sergeant muttered gruffly, "You'll be hearing from higher soon. Don't let it get to your head." But in the barracks, whispers swirled, admiration, resentment. Lucky break. She didn't even fire. One night, Sarah found an envelope on her bunk. Inside, a single line. "Not everyone's your friend. Watch your back." She slid it into her notebook, heart heavy. Respect was sharp, but jealousy cut deeper. The convoy papers were too neat. Times too perfect. Sarah's gut twisted. "Private, it's cleared." An officer snapped. "Requesting secondary inspection." Irritation burned his face, but he nodded. Inside the crates, classified electronics, numbers wrong, serials mismatched. The room erupted, investigations, shouts, panic. Sarah stood still. Not luck, vigilance. That night she scribbled in her notebook, "Respect divides. Some lift you higher, some try to pull you down." Later she walked the perimeter under a pale moon. A thud rattled the stillness. She crouched. Metal peeled at the fence, fresh. Figures slipped through. Breach confirmed. "Sector 3. She hissed into her radio. Shadows moved. 4 intruders. Equipment heavy on their backs. "Drop it." They scattered. 2 sprinted toward the hangar. Sarah fired a warning burst, muzzle flashing like lightning. 1 fell. Another screamed. Sirens howled. Peace stormed in. When it ended, a captain studied her. Protocol followed. Good work, but resentment sharpened. "She makes us look incompetent." Sarah pressed her hand against her father's broken watch. Time hadn't moved, but she had. "You've made noise," the commander said, voice low but iron. "Some call it luck. Some call it reckless. Others say you're the sharpest eyes on this base." "I only do my duty, sir." He studied her, then leaned close. "Good, because duty is about to demand more of you than you realize." That night she was reassigned. Special operations. Whispered stares followed as she marched across base briefing room. Maps covered in red circles. The commander at the center. "A convoy arrives tonight. Intelligence suggests hostile operatives will slip in disguised as contractors. You observe, you flag. We handle the rest." Sarah's throat was dry, but her voice steady. "Yes, sir." The convoy thundered past midnight. Vests, papers, laughter. Everything in order. 2 in order, then she saw him. Vest unzipped. Boots laced tight, military style. Hands scarred, precise. "Wrong, you, step aside." The man froze. Rifles snapped up. His mask crumbled. 2 others bolted, sprinting for the hangars. Weapons flashing. Sarah's rifle barked. Bullets struck the ground ahead. "Down!" they faltered. SEALs swarmed. Chaos collapsed into control. The commander approached. Broad shadow, eyes unreadable. He extended his hand. Strong grip, then he saluted her. Silence heavier than gunfire fell. Soldiers frozen. SEALs watching. A commander saluting a private. Later alone, Sarah opened her notebook. Her hand shook. She wrote the truth, not the glory. "Trust your eyes. Respect comes when you least expect it." The salute echoed in her mind. Validation. Not from whispers. Not from peers. From the man who had led warriors into fire. But respect came with weight. She felt it pressing on her shoulders. A weight heavier than her rifle, heavier than her empty wallet back home. Her father's broken watch ticked in her memory, though the hands never moved. Time had stopped for him. For her, it was racing forward, and Sarah understood. She was no longer the joke at the gate. She was the soldier who had seen what no one else dared to see, and that truth would follow her forever. The salute haunted Sarah long after the convoy vanished into the night. She replayed it in silence over and over, not the crisp motion itself, but the weight it carried. Respect, recognition, responsibility. Her bunkmates whispered louder now. Some admired her. Others resented her more than ever. The envelope warning still sat tucked in her notebook. Not everyone's your friend.
She traced the folded paper with her finger, feeling its truth sharpened by the day. In the dark, she pressed her father's broken watch into her palm.
The stopped hands dug into her skin. A reminder that time was fragile. A reminder that even moments of glory could freeze without warning. 2 mornings later, boots thundered outside her barracks. A lieutenant's voice boomed. "Private Brooks, gear up. Commander wants you now." Every head turned. Eyes followed her as she strapped her vest and slung her rifle. Admiration,